Hey folks, this is Dave again here with Advanced MasterCAM, and today we're going to be drawing a solid of this particular part. It's actually a pretty easy part once you get down to it. The only real difficult part is actually drawing in this arc of 5 inches, because it's the only information give you is 5 inches. It doesn't tell you where the arc center location is, but once you find the feature in MasterCAM, it becomes a very simple project. So let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, let's turn on our origin. Let's set up our levels like usual. CAD, level 2, solid. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle that's 2.75 in this direction and 2.25 in this direction. It's 2.75 in that direction, 2.25 in that direction. Make sure this is 0, 0. I'm going to snap it to the origin and we'll prove it. Okay, there we go. So let's see what else. Let's stay in the top view. Hit Alt F1 get me in there where I need. Now next I'm going to draw a line here that bifurcates this square, because I'm going to use it to find the center of the circles with this 1.375. And then we're also going to snap a line 1/4 inch off here, because it is this is a 1/4 inch radius to get to the center of that. So okay, let's draw a line from the center here and over to here. See, it's not snapping. It's because we need a midpoint turned on. We'll snap it there. Okay, so we got our line here. So now let's do an X form offset. We're going to choose this line here. We're going to click up above it. The value we're looking for is 1.375, and that is divided by 2. And we're going to go in both directions. So there, that's that one. Do that, and then we're also going to need to do one over here that is 0.25. And now where these two intersect is where we got the arc center. So next we're going to go ahead and draw our circles here, because we'll need a circle basically we'll need a circle drawn here in order to do this large radius. So we'll prove that. We're going to come to our circles here, and we need to lock in our radius of 0.25. So we'll put 0.25 and click on this until it turns red, and we need auto cursor of intersection in order to snap it to where those two lines intersect. Okay, so next is we got to draw an arc. Let's get rid of stuff we don't need. So we won't need these guys anymore. We're done with them. This is all we need. We're going to draw a line quadrant to quadrant here, and then we'll come and draw on those arcs. So let's draw our line in. Right click auto cursor. We want to deselect all these guys for now, so I have just quadrant. So I can snap to the quadrant here, snap to the quadrant here. And now we're going to do the arc that attaches these guys. To do that, we'll just go create arc, and we're going to do arc tangent. And we have all these options here, and the one we want is this last one. But before we start clicking around, we need to put in a value of 5.0 on the radius. And then we'll just select this arc, this circle, and this straight line. And what it'll do is create 4 options for us, because all these 4 options meet all 4 of them meet the specifications that we gave it, but we just got to tell it which one we want to keep, which is that one. Do the same thing to the bottom, tell them which one we want to keep. There we go. That's as easy as you draw that arc. So we'll go ahead and we're going to trim everything back. So we'll do trim, make sure this guy's highlighted, trim this back, trim these away, and trim these away. And while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and put a fillet on the CAD here. So just 1/4 inch fillet here and here. Okay. So I'm going to rotate this around, and we're going to go ahead and extrude this up into a solid. So solid, extrude, chain around. I'm going to go the other direction, and a value of 0.313, because that is right here. Okay, so now we're going to draw on top of this surface. I'm going to change back to 2D. I'm going to put my Z value of 0.313. I'm going to type this one in instead of using auto cursor. Now that makes sure that I'm going to be drawing on top of this feature here. Now, in order to get these fillets to go in here, we actually need to draw just a square, a simple 1/2 by 1/2 inch square that represents this vertical line and this horizontal line. And to do that, we're going to use our rectangular shape, and we're going to lock in our values. 0.5 here, lock this one at 0.5 here. Make sure we zero this stuff out, because if not, that will bite you. It'll mess up your file, and you'll probably end up starting all over. And we're going to want to snap to the arc center of these. So let's turn that arc center back on. Snap there. Uh-oh. Our Z's went back to 0 for some reason. So I'm going to 0.313, hit enter. Rectangular shape. Everything's still set for us, so we'll snap it all in where it goes. Okay. Now let's delete the lines we don't need, which are the outer lines of all 4 of these squares. Oh, don't hold. Just go through and select the items you need. And delete them off. Now we're going to extend all the lines we have. It's under your trim icon, and we're going to click this guy, and we're going to go value of 1/4 of an inch, and we're going to extend all these lines. Okay. Now we need to actually duplicate these edges between these lines. That's create, curve on one edge. We're going to duplicate these lines all the way around. We're going to ignore the fillets, we don't need them. Just the lines in between. Okay, so that's what we need. So I'm going to, we need to move this solid off. Actually everything is on layer 2. So we need to grab all of our CAD and move it down to layer 1. To do that, we'll use this button here. That's select all, and we're going to select all wireframe. That's points, lines, arcs, and splines. You see it grabs everything for us. Right click on level, on the word level, and we're going to move it all to level 1. Now I can come up here and see 24 entities on 1, 1 on 2, because I want to turn the visibility of layer 2 off. So make sure level 1's active, click the visibility, and now I can see clearly what I need to trim back. So I'm going to trim, divide, delete, and we're going to come and remove all these parts. And there we go. That's what we need. And we're going to add the rest of the fillets after we extrude everything. So let's turn the level back on. And we're going to solid extrude. We're going to select the chain. It comes all the way around. We're going to make sure we add boss. And we're going to do some math here. Oh, we don't want that. The math we want here is 0.938 minus 0.313. 0.938 minus 0.313. Enter. Make sure it's add boss again, and it's going the right direction, and approve. There we go. Now we're going to go and we're going to cut our little holes at the bottom of these. So make sure you still only have one solid. If you have multiple solids here, you created a problem. Ask the teacher how to fix that. So we're going to do holes here. The holes are 234 thousandths. So with the lock turned on, we're going to 0.234, and we're going to use auto cursor. We're going to make sure we have arc center highlighted, and we're going to just snap to the center of all of these holes. Now if you had 313 in here, you're going to be at the top of them, which is fine. I'm actually at the bottom of them, which is also fine. It's just going to create just the directions of your extrude cut will be different. So now solids extrude. Select the 4 circles that we just created, whether they're on the bottom or on the top, it doesn't matter. You're going to make sure they're going the right direction. For me, they have to be going up. If you drew them on the top, they have to be going down. I'm going to switch to cut body and through all and approve it. And you should now have 4 holes. The last thing we got left to do is just add some fillets. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to activate layer 2 and turn off visibility 1. Make this real nice and clean. I'm going to first go through here and add my 1/4 inch fillets. So solid fillet, and the lines that we're selecting are these. I'm getting an error. Okay, so let's see, what do we do? Let's go in here and do the insides first. Unfortunately, MasterCAM is not the best software to be doing fillets. Okay, so we'll do the insides. I think this is smaller than a 1/4 inch, and that's what we're running into. These guys running into each other, creating a 0. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and analyze this. So, analyze distance. We're gonna analyze that. Here, let's do endpoints at that point. Let's try to analyze distance. Analyze distance. More than likely, it's creating a 0 point, and it doesn't like doing that. So that distance, it's exactly a 1/4 of an inch. We'll try doing it one more time, but what's happening is this surface here, this vertical surface, is disappearing. It's bringing it down to 0, and it doesn't know what to do with it. So we may cheat a little bit and actually make this fillet slightly smaller so that it doesn't completely delete it. But we're going to try to add that fillet back in. So solid, fillet. One other solution we could have done, and we may go back and do it just to kind of fix it, is add these fillets into the sketch, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna test it with just that one. Okay, look, it worked just fine. Well, let's add another one. This one worked just fine. Okay, let's add another one. We'll walk around until we get what we need. Add one more. Do this one. And voila. Okay, so sometimes it's just the order in which you select things. So that's the 1/4 inch fillet. Now we're going to go do the 120 thousandths fillet. So solid, fillet, constant radius. Now I'm going to hold shift while selecting this, and you can see it'll auto chain all the way around using tangency. Now it breaks here, it makes a 90-degree turn, so it doesn't select that. But then holding shift, it's those items, this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here. I'll prove that. We have a warning coming up again. I think it's just our size right now. I think it'll go away when we do 120. Yep, there it goes. 120 thousandths. Looks good. So last we got to do is 60 thousandths fillets on top of these pads. So let's do solid, fillet, constant radius. While holding shift, we're going to go through and select these guys. So shift there, shift here, shift there, shift there. Okay, and we're going to change the value to 0.6. And there we go. There is part 3. If you have any questions, just ask the teacher. Thanks, and have a good day.